Now this map editor does reuse some code from the game proper, and I don't run it all that often. I don't rebuild. I rebuild it even less, and so it is possible that that it won't build. So let's just check that it builds first before diving into new functionality. Okay, we do have some build errors. Let's get to the bottom of those. No input operator, string stream. Do I just need to import string stream? What is val here? It's a template. Left-hand operator. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a template, so I can't tell what the right-hand side type here is. So I can't hurt to explicitly include string stream. Hopefully that was the problem. It was obviously pulling it from some other header. Okay, it looks like no, that wasn't it. So there's some other issue here. Going to convert argument 3 from const.txt to orientation. Has line changed? I don't remember changing line in any recently at all. Top left, length, orientation. Top length, top left, length. Ah, okay. I've changed this to a point, so I've got to combine those into one type. Nice and easy. And I'll have to do the same here. Okay, that's fairly painless. But now I got to figure out what's going on with this this input operator. Left-hand operand of type string stream. So this is used in the XML reader, which is shared with the game. That's if it works in the game. This is then I'm hoping it's just a problem with this code, or maybe the template type I'm calling it with here. But I don't know what that type is. Okay, well, a way to get to the bottom of this is to do a binary search of the commits, which might be a little bit slow given that I have to recompile stuff. I won't have to recompile the whole game, just whatever's used by the map editor here, but well, let's just do that. Let's so I'll commit the I'll discard that because it didn't fix any problem. Fix point types objects in better know. Doesn't really need to be more descriptive than that. Alright, so we're at master. We'll want to find a point in the past where this worked. So the simplest way to do that would be just to go through the find the last point where this code was changed, because if the code was changed, then I obviously built it, which means that it built. So that will give us our starting point. I put it 11 months ago. $10 months ago. Okay. That'll do. So I've got a commit here. So let's open up a okay, so it would be if I recall, git bisect to do a binary search. So what we're doing here is we're going to do a binary search through the commits between this last known good one and the present in which it's broken. And so if we need to go through log n commits. So if there are 1,000 commits, that's about 10 steps, which isn't too bad. Then we'll go through, find the commit where it's broken. So if for each of these steps, we'll try to rebuild the editor and see if it hits this problem. And then that should tell us which commit actually caused the problem. It'll be a commit in the game code, because it's the game code that's causing this problem, probably. So I think it's git bisect start. And so we'll go git bisect bad master, I think. Git bisect good, and then we'll take this this commit, and then it should kick off. 347 commits, so about 9 steps. That's not too bad. It doesn't like that this Excel file is open, so let's close that. So it's taken us to this commit. Reload code, try to build. Let's see how long this takes. Hopefully it was not too long. In case it does take a while, we can kill some time by playing the game. That'd be nice, because I can maybe get some leveling done. I don't expect to actually level up tonight, but I can get a little bit of XP. Okay, so first of all, I want to shear my sheep. The wool grows back every 10 hours. The making wool cloth does give me a small chance of unlocking some gear, so... Alright. What have we got here? We've got some problems, but different problems. Link errors, add recipe. Alright, I'm going to assume that that is good, because we're not hitting this specific problem. It's a problem, but it doesn't matter. It's obviously a problem that's been fixed since then, so let's not worry about it. So we'll go git bisect good, indicating that this is a good commit. And then we'll find somewhere between this and the present. Got a new commit. Build. And we'll see how that goes. Alright, we've got one of our walls. Let's get the other one. Hitting some build failures. Ah, that same one again. But it's just those two. which is good. So let's say that's a good commit as well. No, it's just the same two again. Cool, so that means this is a good commit. Wow, another one with no changes in this code. That's really, really interesting. Well, let's build and see what happens. If none of the code changed, then I doubt there'll be any change. Let's just double check. I'm going to fix this problem here in this commit, and then we'll just see if it builds. Just to make sure I'm not going crazy. And if that works, then I should be able to build a version of this, and I can be very sure that that this is indeed a good commit. So we do have those problems, so let's fix them. Build. This should be pretty quick. So those are those same link errors from before in tooltip. Interesting. I see. So we're probably still getting those in the present, but they're being obscured by the compile error. So it's not even getting as far as the linker. So once I get past this compile error, I'm probably going to hit these issues here. I'm guessing it's just a matter of including a file, or including a file in this project, but we'll see. In any case, I'll call this one good. Let's rebuild. While we wait, so I've got lots of wool cloth, and I can make stuff out of wool cloth, but it's all well above my level. So level 25. That's level 19, which is pretty close. Courage and armor. Swiftness and armor. Courage is nice because it gives me health and mana regen. So when I hit level 19, I should make some wool shoes. Anyway. Alright, so we've still got this same problem. I will discard these changes though, because they may get in the way of bisect. That's a good commit. 10 revisions left. I'm starting to get worried that this isn't going to find the problem, because the last 10 commits would have the chances that they contain a change relevant to this. Oh no, we actually do have a problem here. Alright then, fantastic. So we can say get bisect bad. This is good. Alright, I was worried, but good. Build again. Same problem. Get bisect bad. Oh, we're getting some XML reader changes. So that's good. That indicates that we're around the problem. So this should ultimately give us the single commit, where before this commit it was working, and after this commit it's not. And then we can look at that commit and figure out what the problem is, and that'll hopefully give us a hint about which types are involved. Good. So this is a get bisect good. Build. Before I venture out, I do want to clear out these bags because there's not that much inventory space. 20. So I want to get rid of the clay. I don't need the logs, but I don't want to have to store them. I'll probably, well, I've got lots of charcoal, so it's not all that valuable to turn into charcoal, except that it takes up less space. So let's do that. It takes charcoal to make charcoal. Make some charcoal. I've got it on the hotbar here, which is nice. Alright, looks like we didn't hit the problem there, so git bisect good. And now it's given us the, whoops. It's given us the commit that caused the problem. Which is a fairly significant change to the XML reader class, so that's good, that's good. It's not surprising that that commit would cause this problem. Cool. Put the charcoal back. We've saved 2 inventory slots, which is nice. And let's just call it a day there for now. So we know which commit caused the problem. It's fairly recent, so I should just be able to go through the history here and find it. Alright, so let's go git bisect reset, which should bring us back to master. Yep. And then if we go... Alright, so this is the commit that caused the problem. I'll make this a bit bigger. So what this change was adding some preprocessor definitions. So client gets client definition, server gets server, the tests get both, and where they're used is in the XML reader. So when I was using this, which is the number of negatives here was very confusing, and it turns out kind of wrong. So now we've got if client, then we need color. Server doesn't care about colors. And similarly, if, and that's for parsing. Yep, that's for parsing colors. And then if we're on the server, then we care about loot tables, which is not a concept that the client knows about. That's the server internals of distributing loot and figuring out what loot a thing should drop. And then in the CPP, we've got, again, if client do colors. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh, but that's just colors, okay. And if server loot, and I think there's nothing in the middle there. Yeah, so those are the only types that are specific to either client or server. So I think the only problem here is probably that, this map editor is going to need either the server or client definition. My guess would be client. I don't think this should care about loot tables at all, so it's probably using color somewhere. So let's just give it the client definition and see if that fixes the problem. First of all, we'll just double check that was still getting that problem. So we should be back at master, meaning we get that original build failure. Yep. So properties. I can't change the release properties until it stops building. So I'll just wait for that to finish. Good. All right. Preprocessor, and we'll give it client. And in release, client. Alright, and let's see if that fixes it. So far, so good. And again, once this is fixed, we'll probably hit those tooltip link errors and have to figure out what's going on there. Yes, so now we're hitting these link errors. So name color, tooltip address view. Why is it using tooltips? Let's see. It's probably an include somewhere in the game code. So I've got the tooltip file open here, which suggests that I probably am using tooltips somewhere in this editor, but not sure where. But the problem here is tooltip is looking for a functioning client item. It can find the client item header because it can find headers no matter what's included in the project. But so I don't want to start including. If I include climate item, it's going to start including other stuff probably that I don't really need. If I look through what I've got here, I don't have client, I don't have item, so I don't want to start loading those things into the project. Tooltip add recipe. So I'm using tooltips, it looks like. Yes. And so the problem is that in tooltips, we've got code that deals with client items. Add item grid. So, I mean, a simple solution would be to stick all these problematic things into an if-def or something similar for the preprocessor. I'm not sure why tooltips are in this project at all. Let's take a quick look and see. So if we go back to the project in GitHub, we can go up to app editor, go into the project file, look through the history, blame, and see where it gets added. So that's SDL stuff, third-party libraries, 3 years ago as well. I can't believe it's been that long since I built this. This was the new second version of the editor, and I always think of it as a relatively recent development. But I mean, this project's been around for 6 years, so 3 years ago is not. It's halfway through. It's not exactly ancient. All right, here we go. So tooltips. Use render texture classes. It doesn't look like we really need tooltips. I'm going to try removing it from the project and see what happens. Well, first of all, I should commit these changes. The change to the project file here. If this decides to open. Okay, define client in map editor to make XML reader work. Alright, now if I break the project's file, I can just revert. So, remove tooltip.cpp. Remove. And I'll remove the header as well. And now I'm about to find out why it was included in the first place. Let's build and see what happens. Element, oh god. So element is the fundamental class in my UI system, and of course the editor uses a UI. So it needs tooltips. Does it need, I'm wondering whether a forward vector would work or whether I can maybe I can just create a dummy tooltip class. Let's try it. So I've got a utility file here for the editor, so it doesn't include too much in it. So let's go class tooltip and see what it complains about. I'm sure it'll complain about something. It needs something on the tooltips. Class redefinition. Redefinition. Okay, so something is including class.h. Fine. So we'll probably have to include tooltip. Oh no, maybe we can add a dummy implementation file. Tooltip dummy implementation. So then we can hash include tooltip.h and give this some dummy values. So we need tooltip void element. So let's go to the, is that an element copy constructor? No, rectangle. So let's go to the element constructor and see what it needs. Alright, so Okay, so it just needs a default constructor. Okay. Tooltip. All right, we go up. Whoop. Up. No, too far. Source. Client. Why? Ah, might just be client. All right, let's copy something else. So let's see, client tooltip.h. Okay, it likes that. So let's give it, find the other one. Basic tooltip string. Oh, that's just in the string. So a const reference to a string. Easy peasy. Tooltip. Basic tooltip. Const string reference. Return. Well, let's. Yeah, sure, that'll work. String and build. And it builds. All right. Let's commit that. Remove tooltip. I'll keep the tooltip header. Domain implementation of tooltip class error. Alright. I'll revert these so that we get the header back in the project. Reload the project. Build it again. Double check that it still builds. Cool. All right. Now we can begin.